Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining our monthly general membership meeting. This is April's general membership meeting. The Progressive Democrats of Howard County is a community organization that stands for accountability and transparency of government at all levels. We promote progressive principles and policy, educate the community, and advocate for a government that represents the public good by building a people-powered movement. We're committed to advocating for compassion-based policies that benefit all members of the community and transparent leaders who are accountable to the people, not to profit-driven special interest groups. We welcome all who espouse those values regardless of party affiliation. By the way, my name is Hori Hadgu. I'm the president of Progressive Democrats of Howard County. And welcome to all. So this is our agenda that we follow on all our general membership meetings. We hold our club business at the beginning of the meeting, and after that's concluded, we go to the panel discussion. We have a very exciting panel discussion for you today. Thank you to our panelists who will be telling us about ranked choice voting, and that will be moderated by Kiana Folk. So look forward to that. So we just gonna breeze through some of these announcements and updates. To those who are perhaps not aware, there are a few things that are going around in the county that is worth us paying attention to and bringing focus to. One is the announcement of the so-called lakefront library. It was announced that the county plans to demolish the central library which is located in downtown Columbia, to make way for an exit ramp off of 29, and that library will be built in a different location, and it's expected to cost, according to the county's figures, about $144 million. There is many people, and I know many of them are here, do not see the point of this new library, especially when the existing one is in good condition. It recently was renovated. I think there were millions were spent to renovate the existing central library, and after that was done, there's a proposal to spend $144 million on what I would consider as a boondoggle project, and we as a community, I think it's good to spend money on things that will benefit everybody, the community, but I am having a difficult time seeing who this benefits other than Howard Hughes Corporation, and so it's just wanted to raise that concern, especially because we have schools that are declining. And there's actually, as we speak, there's public testimony being heard at the county council on the operating budget, and that includes schools. And I just heard testimony from virtual. You can watch it online. Testimony from parents who have a huge concern about the fact that the bus, the school bus program is being cut. And when many there are many families who will be impacted by this, by the cut to this school bus program. On social media, several parents have raised concerns about this, and it's just a good example, good illustration of the misplaced priorities, where we're spending $144 million on a boondoggle library project. Parents and families are grappling with making some crazy arrangements for their kids' transportation to schools, and this is actually after the school system approved later start time. So some kids who would perhaps have benefited from the later start times now would still need to wake up early to make it to school, because they got to walk longer because of the one thing I didn't mention was that not only was the school bus program cut, the school system has also increased the walk radius for how far a student has to live to be to be expected to walk to school. And so I think I safely qualify it as increased it by 50%, depending on elementary, middle, or high school. So where it was like half a mile would be a mile, and so on and so forth. So it's just really just ongoing instance of just misplaced allocation of resources that we continue to witness, and we as a group, or as a community, should bring focus to it and continue to speak out and demand that our taxpayer dollars are spent judiciously, because $144 million could solve a lot of problems: homelessness, hunger, school class sizes, just a whole host of important programs that need to be addressed. The top 5 underperforming elementary schools in Howard County are in Columbia, and and I think all of them are predominantly attended by children from Black and brown families. So here we are talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but really these are just hollow words if we're not implementing them, putting money behind those nice sounding words. So just wanted to mention that. And if we to talk about the CA elections, I just occurred to me after just right before the meeting to mention that, because that was this past weekend. I was there at Wild Lake. I was with Francis Wee, and if there is someone else here who's willing to discuss that, happy to give the floor. But just wanted to give kudos to just first of all all the candidates, regardless of whether I agree with them or not, just for putting putting themselves out there, but specifically to those who were the grassroots candidates. I think a lot of them are in our group in PDHC. Karen Emery, Francis Bill Inglis, he's a member of PDHC, who also Brian England, just a lot of really good people who are passionate about their community and spent a lot of their time on knocking on doors and reaching out to just talking to their neighbors. It's not the most it's not really a publicized election, but I think this year we saw a higher turnout, and I would say just based on the information that I've seen so far, and I would attribute it to a lot of the door knocking and canvassing that was done by these candidates. So I think I don't have a concrete list of results, but just wanted to say kudos to and thank you to those who put themselves out there and ran their campaign. And with that, we'll go to the treasurer's report. Megan?
Yeah, so this past month we brought in 136 and our expenses were $1.83. Our current total balance is $2,681.45. That is that's the sum of our bank account, which is $1,839.68, and our Venmo currently has $841.77.
Okay, thanks, Megan. These are our revenues is mostly membership dues. So if you're an existing member and your membership has lapsed, please renew. And if you are if you're not a member yet, please consider joining. I'll go over the membership rules in a little bit. But this is, it also happens to be part of our announcements here. Please renew your membership. And I'll go over the change.org petitions as I do in every meeting. We have a couple of them. One is to call on the county to release a comprehensive general plan as part of its general plan update, the county's general plan update, to release a comprehensive plan to address the decline in school quality. For example, deferred maintenance in the school system is ballooning nearly $1 billion. Is approaching nearly $1 billion. There's no sign that the county will stop purchasing classroom trailers. It keeps on doing that every year. And I mentioned the abysmal record in terms of the top 5 underperforming elementary schools in the county, and who attends them. And so there needs to be a comprehensive plan to address them, to address these issues. And the general plan currently does not do that. There's a chapter on schools, but it's just really unsatisfactory. And so wanted to so I'll share the petition there. Margaret, you have a question, or your hand is raised.
Do. Yes, I do. Which are the top 5 underperforming elementary schools in Columbia?
As we are, when the panel discussion starts, I will put them on the in the chat. But I do have that. It's, you know, it's not off the top of my head, but I'll that's a good question. Thanks for asking that, Margaret.
Thank you.
I'll put them. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Okay, very good. Yeah, thanks for asking that. The next question is, I mean, the next petition is related to another, I would say, source of what I would call a source of inequity. I was when I was in Wild Lake this weekend, I spoke with former county executive Liz Bobo. She was, you know, out there just really helping. You know, Francis was here on the call in the meeting with us, and other candidates. Quite frankly, she really cared. She really cares about Columbia, and she, you know, I think she served her. She's been serving her community for a very long time with, you know, just with integrity and with passion, and you know, as the first female county executive in the state and county's history, we in Howard County have not seen any meaningful recognition of that by the county. Meanwhile, her male predecessors and successors have seen several accolades, you know, buildings named after them, and you know, other you know, I think other recognition, and so we think that should be addressed, and we're also circulating a petition to address that you know, inconsistency in you know, in the treatment of you know, people in Howard County. I mean, this should be something that's the Office of Human Rights should be pushing this, quite frankly, but you know, but we have a couple of petitions, so we'll share those petitions out. You know, if anybody has them handy, please put them in the chat. If not, we'll share them. I'll share them out during the panel discussion. The last announcement is related to what I alluded to earlier, which is the general plan that's ongoing. I think, you know, after the county is done, the county council is done approving the budget, which is probably by the end of May. They will take on this general plan. I could be wrong, but the way that they're moving at this pace, they will be probably done with this by end of July. But I'll you know, maybe that's not the case, but what I'm observing is that they're moving, they're breezing through the budget, and they've already had a couple of work sessions on the general plan. So I think they want to move quickly, and you know, we need to advocate on a general plan that's responsible, that advocates for I would say that advocates for ensuring that it doesn't adversely impact our taxpayer dollars, and the previous general plans have done so. And so we need to focus on that as well. A couple of meetings. One, as I mentioned, there's a public hearing going on right now at the county council on the budget, and then the legislative session. The next legislative session will be held on May 1st, where the county council will read a new legislation and vote on legislation where they have received public hearing. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have we at PDHC, you don't have to be a registered Democrat to be a member of PDHC. You just have to share a common goal for responsible and accountable government, a transparent and accountable government. And so if you share that goal, please join our group. It's $36 per year for an individual membership and $50 per year for a member plus one membership. And 3 to 6 month dues waivers are available upon request. And just let us know if you have that need. So we meet every fourth Monday of the month, unless there are some extenuating circumstances. Then we will announce that ahead of time. And you may share, so you may join by Venmo, sending a payment to @ProgressiveHoCo, or mail a check to 6801 Oak Hall Lane, number 6523, Columbia, Maryland 21045. Thanks, Megan, for sharing the join site. So we've had new members. We've voted new members in almost I think every month, as far as I can remember, except today. But we do have the ability to vote in new members if you're willing to join. You don't. So if you wanted to be considered from the floor, so to speak, you're able to do so. So I'll give if anybody's willing to do that, please let us know and we can vote you in. Give like 10 seconds for that. And the reason, just for purposes of those who may not be aware, the reason we vote in members is ultimately it's to ensure that it's in a way it's to ensure that our group, given the history of the circumstances that led us to form PDHC, where the establishment really has a lot of influence in other local organizations, is to ensure that the goal of ensuring the goal of advancing a transparent and accountable government is not co-opted by those who don't share that view. And too often, we've seen that these clubs do get co-opted by members of just the local establishment party. So we want to prevent that, and one way to do that is to just have a simple way of voting in new members. It's a good vetting process. So with that, we will go to the next session. So are there any committee updates? Okay.